So Ricky Gervais has allegedly dropped a big bombshell about how fake Hollywood is and what really might have happened to Jim Carrey.
If you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award.
A comedian's jokes always carry a bit of the truth, and his calling Hollywood fake and pretenders has a lot of people wondering, what really happened to Jim Carrey? The conversation exploded after a new video of Jim Carrey went viral. Millions of people watched the clip, and many of them said the same thing right away. That doesn't look like the Jim we remember. He sounded like Jim Carrey. He laughed like Jim Carrey. But something about him felt different. His face looked tighter. His expressions seemed strange. Even the way he talked felt calmer and less wild than the energetic comedian people grew up watching.
Bonjour. Bonjour. Oh, it's a wonderful feeling. I really took on a pretty big challenge trying to do my speech in French. So, I wrote it and I researched it and I practiced it like crazy. But, it's, then I watched everybody talking 1,000 miles an hour up there receiving their awards. And I was like, I'm dead.
Soon, the internet started throwing around wild theories. Some people claimed Jim Carrey had been replaced. Others believed he might be using a body double. And strangely enough, that second idea isn't completely crazy, because Jim himself once admitted that he had used decoys before. In an older interview, he explained that sometimes he would send someone who looked like him in the opposite direction to distract reporters.
What is the solution? Because a lot of folks would be interested in this. What do you do?
I almost went really bad there. Okay, I'm sorry.
Come on, go ahead.
I do.
Go.
Never mind. No, I can't. No, I have relatives still living.
Come on.
That would never forgive me. But yeah, no, I've done this a few times now, and it's using a decoy.
I'm sorry, a decoy.
Using a decoy, it sounds so ridiculous.
While the cameras chased the double, the real Jim could quietly go somewhere else and enjoy a normal day. At the time, it sounded like a funny celebrity trick. But now that the internet was questioning his appearance again, people started bringing that story back up, especially with the Accessory Awards incident. And unsurprisingly enough, that connection made people bring up even more suspicious Jim Carrey footage from the past. Back in 2017, Jim Carrey gave a famous red carpet interview where he openly mocked the entire awards industry. He joked that he was only there because he wanted to attend the most meaningless event he could find.
Hey, Jim Carrey. Yes.
What?
I've covered a lot of fashion weeks. This is the first time I've run into Jim Carrey. Wait, tell me, is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine. I just, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're
I
celebrating.
mean, you got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons,
in
boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry, you're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut it down now. Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe that it's deeper than that. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself. And I don't care.
But Jim, you got really dressed up for the occasion. You look good.
No,
I didn't get dressed up.
I didn't get dressed up.
Who did?
There is no me.
There's no you.
No.
We're not here. This is a dream.
There's just things happening. And there are clusters of tetrahedrons moving around together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's happening in our world right now? Because there is a lot of news that actually is relevant that's not that
Here's
uplifting.
the thing. It's not our world.
None
That's
of this
the
is
key.
real?
Nope.
So you're just passing
We don't
through.
matter. We don't matter.
Oh, wow.
There's the good news.
Okay.
It was classic Jim Carrey, but this interview in particular came across to many as a challenge to Hollywood and a scathing criticism of it. It is also what led many people to speculate that this may have been the point at which the hidden circle of elites began to target Jim. For example, his girlfriend mysteriously died, and at the time it was claimed that her death was a suicide. But many people thought it was simply too sudden and too staged to have been the case. In fact, he was even sued for her death.
He's been hit with another lawsuit in connection with the suicide of his former girlfriend. The young woman's mother is now taking Carrey to court, but she says she'll withdraw the suit if Carrey's medical records prove that he did not give the victim a sexually transmitted disease.
Jim Carrey is being sued by his girlfriend's mother for allegedly giving his ex illegal drugs that ultimately led to her tragic death and 3 transmitted diseases. The suit also claims that Carrey shamed Katrina White before she took her life and even called her a whore. According to the lawsuit filed by Katrina's mother, Bridget Sweetman, in early 2013, Carrey didn't tell Katrina that he had tested positive for multiple STDs. When he was tested for STDs, he allegedly gave the fake name Jose Lopez in order to avoid detection, the lawsuit claims.
Katrina White lived here in the hills above Los Angeles. The suit claims that after she tested positive for STDs, she confronted Carrey and he immediately d***ed her. She took her life 1 week later.
Carrey looked grief-stricken when he served as a pallbearer at Katrina's funeral in Ireland last year. Her mother also looked inconsolable. Carrey's attorney said, "It is understandable that a mother who has lost a daughter will look for someone to blame."
The mother's lawsuit comes 3 weeks after Katrina's ex-husband also filed a wrongful death suit against Carrey. Carrey's lawyer says the suit is blameless, baseless, bogus, and, quote, a transparent shakedown.
According to long-standing rumors, famous people like Jim Carrey are often secretly replaced after speaking out against powerful systems. The replacement could be a double, a mask, or someone trained to act exactly like them. Jim Carrey is not the first comedian to be sidelined for speaking the truth.
Second, like a Hollywood shutout, like you weren't part of the good old boys or the table or a blacklist?
Well, I mean, if I was blacklisted, they did a poor job. I've done 60 movies, 50 television appearances on the 14th special. So if it was blackballed, that was unsuccessful. But I had researched my whole life on what the entity was before I got there, you know. My intention was to get in there and kick up some dust and try to become a whistleblower that they don't knock off. Because, you know, they get all the whistleblowers.
Why did you feel that was necessary?
Well, because I
Bring
believe
to light what was supposed to be supposedly in the dark.
Well, I mean, if you're familiar with the Bible, then you know there's an Old Testament and then there's a New Testament. But we believe there's going to eventually be a New Testament. And, you know, we're just all trying to make sure we're in there. So it requires you to be enough in the culture where you can culturally shift on occasion.
Have you seen anyone, Kat, that you spoke about with Shannon?
All your friends. You know, here's the thing.
I don't know how to take that either. Shit, you know, like shit. All your friends.
Well, I'm saying because
all of them that do your show.
No, it's only like it's a couple kings out there, right? So if there are some issues in the comedy world, you know, it's certain places people got to run to their big homie. You know, it's only a couple of them out there. You know what I mean? So you either going to Jamie Foxx or you going to Chappelle, but you going somewhere to cry and go.
There's no real evidence that this actually happens, but the idea keeps showing up online. The thing is, when comedians like Ricky Gervais keep joking about how fake Hollywood can be, it only fuels the speculation even more. It's what Cat Williams does too. And according to many people watching closely, Ricky often isn't just telling jokes. He's exposing how strange, and sometimes fake, Hollywood can really be. One moment that showed this clearly happened when Ricky appeared on television with Joy Behar. The interview started awkwardly right away. As soon as Ricky walked out, Joy tried to hug and touch him, even though he clearly looked uncomfortable.
Okay, please welcome back Ricky Gervais. Touching, you're germaphobe?
No, they said keep it quick, just go and sit down.
Oh, okay, so we can touch you?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay, I'm like, wow, we just thought you were hugging.
Because you gave hugs the last time you were here.
I feel like a strippogram. Who's got $1?
But things got more tense when Joy tried to accuse Ricky of making a sexist joke during a previous interview. Instead of backing down, Ricky calmly pushed back.
Let me read one thing they thought was mean, and we'll decide whether it was mean or not, okay? Referring to from the city, too, you said, I was sure the Golden Globe would go to the team that airbrushed that poster.
Yeah.
Little
No, it's not. Why does it say?
Well, because you're saying that the girls are older and they need to be airbrushed.
No, I think they look great at their age.
Oh.
Why hide it?
Oh.
I don't think that you lose your sense of beauty because you hit 53. I'm saying, why are they hiding it?
Oh, I see. That's not what people got.
Do you think that the joke, when you have to explain the joke, that maybe it wasn't told, that because people didn't get it, or you think that most people got it?
I'm defending my motives, not the joke. I stand by the joke.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything to apologise for, but that's not the joke. I think if you're going to criticise, you've got to understand the joke before you can.
But that was just a small moment compared to what Ricky did when he stood on the stage at the Golden Globe Awards. That night, he didn't just roast a few actors, he roasted the entire industry. Looking out at a room filled with some of the most powerful people in entertainment, Ricky didn't hold back. He joked about scandals, famous actors, and even the executives sitting in the audience. At one point, he took a jab at Felicity Huffman after the college admissions scandal that had recently made headlines.
So, I mean, Kevin Hart was fired from the Oscars because of some offensive tweets. Hello? Lucky for me, the Hollywood foreign press can barely speak English, and they've no idea what Twitter is. So I got offered this gig by Foxx. So let's go out with a bang. Let's have a laugh at your expense, shall we? Remember, they're just jokes. We're all gonna die soon, and there's no sequel. So, yeah, remember that. But you all look lovely, all dolled up. You came here in your limos. I came here in a limo tonight, and the license plate was made by Felicity Huffman. So, no, shush. It's her daughter I feel sorry for, okay? That must be the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to her.
Then he turned his attention to Leonardo DiCaprio with a joke about the actor bringing very young dates to movie premieres.
It wasn't the only epic movie. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, nearly 3 hours long. Leonardo DiCaprio attended the premiere, and by the end, his date was too old for him. So... Even Prince Andrew's like, come on, Leo, mate, you're nearly 50, son.
The room laughed, but the tension was obvious. Ricky kept going. He joked that many of the powerful executives sitting in the room were terrified of investigative journalists exposing their secrets. Then he made one of the most shocking jokes of the night when he referenced disgraced film producer Harvey Weinstein, suggesting that many people in Hollywood had looked the other way for years.
I starred in Netflix's Bird Box, a movie where people survive by acting like they don't see a thing. Sort of like working for Harvey Weinstein. You did it. I didn't. You did it. Shut the f*** up. Please welcome Sandra Bullock. That's it. Good night. Thank you. Please donate to Australia. Have a great time. Get drunk. Take your drugs. Spoiler alert. Season 2 is on the way. So in the end, he obviously didn't kill himself. Just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up. I know he's your friend, but I don't care.
He stood there smiling as the audience reacted, proving once again that he wasn't afraid to say what others wouldn't. And that's why many people now look back at those moments differently. Because when comedians start making jokes that make people uncomfortable, you listen. The most intriguing thing about all of this is that the warnings have been happening for a long time. Jim Carrey isn't the first to allegedly get cloned. Another shocking moment happened in April 2023, and it involved Jamie Foxx. April 11th, 2023. Jamie Foxx was working on a film set in Atlanta. Everything seemed normal at first. Then suddenly he told someone he had a bad headache. He asked for an Advil, and then he collapsed. What happened next was terrifying.
First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody that's prayed, man, and sent me messages. I cannot even begin to tell you how far it took me and how it brought me back. I went through something that I thought I would never ever go through. And I know a lot of people were waiting, or wanting to hear updates, but to be honest with you, I just didn't want you to see me like that, man. I want you to see me laughing, having a good time, partying, cracking a joke, doing a movie, television show. I didn't want you to see me with tubes running out of me and trying to figure out if I was gonna make it through. And to be honest with you, my sister Deidre Dixon, my daughter Corinne Marie saved my life. So to them, to God, to a lot of great medical people, I'm able to leave you this video. I cannot tell you how great it feels to have your family kick in such a way. And y'all know they kept it airtight. They didn't let nothing out. They protected me. And that's what I hope that everyone could have in moments like these. Now, by being quiet, sometimes things, get out of hand. People saying what I got. Some people said I was blind, but as you can see, the eyes are working. The eyes are working just fine. They said I was paralyzed. I'm not paralyzed. But I did go through, I went to hell and back. And my road to recovery had some potholes as well. But I'm coming back, and I'm able to work. So I want to thank the people that let me work, and I just want to say that I love everybody, and I love all of the love that I got.
His family made a decision to keep everything private while he recovered. No daily updates, no interviews, just silence. But the internet didn't stay quiet. Without information, rumors started exploding everywhere. Some people claimed Jamie Foxx was paralyzed. Others said he had gone blind. A few conspiracy pages even pushed wild claims that powerful figures like Diddy had tried to harm him.
Jamie Foxx being poisoned. What have you heard anything about that, or do you know anything about that?
I have no doubt that Diddy did it, especially considering that Jamie had just started exposing what was happening at these Diddy parties. I know that Jamie and Diddy carry a lot of secrets between them. And the truth is, if Jamie was ready to start talking, I can see why they wouldn't want him to be a witness.
He went to the feds already.
He did. They're calling the Combs Enterprise a criminal organization. They're pressing RICO charges. That's because they already know there are going to be other co-conspirators charged. It's always better with no witnesses. If you're not a co-conspirator, you're a potential witness. What about Jamie?
You've been in rooms.
I know Jamie.
What's your?
Me and Jamie shared a manager, Breon.
Shout out Breon. Yes.
Yeah, somebody please put him on a milk cart. No one's seen him since Jamie went into the hospital. I hope Breon's okay. Hope he didn't have a stroke.
Does the Claudia Jordan thing stem from that? Foxhole?
No, not really. That's more about the transgender assistants that were constantly engaged to come and party with Jamie because everyone knows he likes transgender women.
This was further corroborated by Jaguar Wright recently. who claimed that the likes of Diddy and Jay-Z were chosen by the industry as its gatekeepers, and likely took a lot of lives.
The people that get rewarded are the people that keep the secrets, the people that are quiet, and the people that lie for them. The people who get a pass are the people who pretend that like they don't know what's going on. And then the people that speak up are the people that, you know, get persecuted, get framed, get trashed, you know, are forced to go broke, you know, that kind of shit. So yeah, like I cannot say that it was an overnight process. I was hoping. See, I was always so quick to just blame, you know, all of the harm and the terrible in the industry on Diddy. I wasn't really willing to accept the fact that they were working together, which is why I find it so funny that people, you know, really just didn't call bullshit a little bit louder when Alex Spiro came forward talking about they were never friends, they were never close, they were never this, they were never that. You know, I wonder when Spiro's gonna come forward and do another PowerPoint breakup to say that Jay-Z was never friends with Harvey Weinstein, now that all of the videos of him calling Jay-Z his friend and sticking up for him. Like that's what I'm saying. I wish I could say that there was a specific thing that happened. It wasn't. It was just watching things stack up, watching him grow more power, watching it stack up, watching them grow more power, watching it stack up, and then asking myself, where am I in the pecking order? If I come forward and say anything, who's going to protect me? Who's going to back me up? Who's gonna, you know what I mean? Who's gonna verify? Is there anybody else that's willing to? Like, it's been years. I've been waiting for people to be brave enough to come and stand with me. Because the hardest thing to do is to get people to corroborate that this shit is happening.
Then the most bizarre theory started spreading. People said he had been cloned. And you know what the most chilling part about this is? Right before his medical emergency, Jamie Foxx had finished working on a film called They Cloned Tyrone. The movie was about a secret cloning program targeting communities. Jamie played a character investigating the entire operation. What a coincidence, huh? After the Jamie allegations came to light, suddenly, people began connecting dots everywhere. A celebrity looks slightly different. Their voice changes a little, their personality shifts with age. And before long, the same question appears again. Is that really them? One of the most famous targets of that theory is Avril Lavigne. She exploded onto the music scene in 2002 with her debut album, Let Go. The record turned the Canadian singer into a global star almost overnight. Songs like I'm With You and Complicated were everywhere. But years later, a strange theory started circulating online. According to a Brazilian blog called Avril Está Morta, which translates to Avril is Dead, the real Avril Lavigne supposedly died early in her career. The theory claimed the music industry secretly replaced her with a lookalike named Melissa to keep the brand alive.
Avril Lavigne. Is it actually her? Or is it a woman named Melissa? What? Allegedly, Melissa Vandella, this woman that was Avril Lavigne's friend before Avril Lavigne allegedly passed away, took on Avril Lavigne's whole persona. And it's not actually the OG Avril Lavigne that we have today, but it's this woman named Melissa Vandella that looks just like Avril Lavigne.
That's crazy.
So those close to Avril suggested that she struggled with fame after her Let Go album.
Right.
She blew up so fast.
Right.
She was so famous, so successful, whatever. And it really got to her mentally. As we've seen this happen with like Demi Lovato, Miley Cyrus.
It's tough.
It's tough. Justin Bieber.
It's all tough.
That part of it, very believable. The thing was, in 2003, when she was already struggling with like her adjustment to fame, her grandmother had passed away, and Avril was really, really close with her grandmother. Allegedly, Avril just spun into this depression spiral, and she unalived herself. Music execs and slimy Hollywood were like, we just found a masterpiece of someone that we could profit off of. So they were like, she can't die. And the girl that she's hanging out with, Melissa Vandella, who does look just like her, they were like, perfect, problem solved. We're gonna make Melissa Avril.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Dude, that's an insane
No,
theory.
it's insane. So allegedly, like, Melissa and Avril, like, were spending so much time together, and like execs knew her and they were like, we'll just teach her everything. But where this is weird, her next album is called Under My Skin, and there's a few songs on there that point to this conspiracy theory maybe being real. One of them is a song about suicide and how much she like misses that person. For the promotional photo shoot of her second album, she oddly has Melissa like written on her hand, and to this day it's never been explained why. Even when she went on Call Her Daddy, Alex never asked her like what was up with the like Melissa on your hand on the promo for the second album.
That's weird.
Avril allegedly died. It's weird.
That's weird.
It's weird.
It's weird.
And then fans think that this could be real because apparently Avril has like these significant differences to her physical look throughout the years. I guess she had growing up a lot of different like moles and freckles that are no longer there. This would be crazy. It is the most far-fetched conspiracy I've ever heard, but there are some unanswered questions.
You know what? I'm choosing that I fully believe it.
And that theory wasn't even the first. Eminem was also alleged to have been cloned. Some conspiracy fans began claiming that Eminem had been replaced years ago by a clone controlled by powerful elites. The idea gained attention after a track called Cloned Rappers by Tom MacDonald suggested that powerful groups were secretly cloning famous rappers. In the lyrics, the song claims the industry clones artists if they become too difficult to control.
You get your duplication to enforce the message. They clone Gucci, clone Kodak, clone Eminem. He ain't raps his encore. No.
This is why some are convinced that Eminem is a clone. Now, there are many variants to this theory, but one of them is by this now deleted website. They say that Eminem actually passed away in 2006. The theory states that the music industry wanted record companies to keep making money, so they replaced Eminem with an android clone. But this is mostly because after Eminem's 5-year hiatus from making music when he entered rehab for his dependence on sleep medication, he came back a completely different person. They say this is why he changed his entire image, shifting to a darker wardrobe and really toning down his lyrics.
It's a dramatic idea, but outside of internet speculation, there has never been any real evidence behind it. Do you think cloning and replacing stars is a real thing in Hollywood? Let us know in the comments below.